with all of this. Derek, what I want you to do is, as we do this question and answers part of the program, what I would love you to do is I want you to go and have a look at your and your teammates' templates. And in particular, I want you to scroll to the very bottom of the page, what we refer to in the industry as the footer. I want you to have a good close look. Because remember, there are some themes that have snuck through the net at WordPress Direct which have links buried in them. It's a classic trick, is to create a free, think about it, what a great way to create links back to your page, right? Create a beautiful looking theme, have everybody use it, and put some links in the bottom which link back to stuff that you want to get links. Wow, thousands of links for just designing a WordPress Direct. All thumbs up, but unfortunately, in this case, not kosher. So what is very important for you to do is to go down and have a look at the bottom of your footer, because if you have those links, now there should be one to the designer. That's completely kosher, completely expected, no problem whatsoever. But if you find 2 or 3 other links, they could be in a foreign language. They could be on choice topics such as Candida. You need to get rid of those stat, because that will cause you a significant problem with trying to get ranked. Okay, because those sites have probably already been killed by Google, and Google sees those links on your site and they're saying, hang on a second, this site's just another site to try help this site that we've already banned. So it's very, very crucial that your footer is a clean one. The part at the bottom of your blog is clean, and it only has the link to your designer. Really important. There is, now if you're in the situation where you do have links, there is a whole FAQ section in the forum to show you what to do to clean up those links. So it's very, very, very important. It's not too hard to do. The other thing you can do is, if it is overwhelming to you, then please just put in a support ticket to WordPress Direct. Give them a little bit of time, please, to respond to it, but then they will implement the fix for you. So that's just, I just wanted to gave me the opportunity, Derek, to address that particular issue, because if there was one reason that people weren't getting ranked, it was that. Okay, so Rob asks, Ed, when we post articles... Oh, actually, I answered that one. Very good. Now, I might... does somebody want to call in? Does anybody want to call in? We'll take a call-in question. No? Everybody's scared off. I've scared everybody off. To call in, you have to actually ring me. So you have to literally call. Please have headphones, though. Okay, all right, we'll answer another question. Ed, this is not working in California. Ask the users to queue in and see how many are getting a good feed. Mate, there are 340 people on the feed, so I'd say it's probably something to do with your ISP. Okay, we've got Anita here on the line. Anita. Just give her a second.
It isn't actually, Ed. I've borrowed my wife's Skype. Can you hear me?
Sure. Yeah. No. We've got you, Anita. Sure. No worries. That's fine. It's your wife's Skype. Whatever's good for you. How are you, mate? Who are we speaking to?
Right.
He's embarrassed now.
Mike.
G'day,
do you
Mike.
create a different Hub Pages account for every single niche?
Yes. Yeah, we do. And the reason we do that, Mike, is that we want to keep our niches separate, because for things like, which we will show you later on, things like friend feed, for example. Because if you do that, you want to make sure that you keep things separate between your different projects, right? You don't need them all mixing up together. because you don't necessarily need to tip people off that you're doing everything. So Anita, I hope that answered your question. Thanks for coming on. Miss Sunday's show. Did you miss a show? And no, it wasn't recorded because it was a question and answer session. Now, somebody's asking me to check their footer. I need a URL. If you want me to check their footer, I'm more than happy to do so, but it's I need the URL. Thanks, Ed. I'm a musician who's been house painting all day today. There you go. And I've had a lot of trouble focusing because the numbers weren't there. Musicians, artists, craftspeople, small businesses, local regional businesses. Just think about, and it's my fault, not your guys' fault, my fault for not explaining this more clearly. In fact, I'm actually going to redo videos back because it's such an important point. Is that if you think about it, if you're in the house painting business, you actually had 100 people phoning you every single day for leads, it'd drive you bananas. I mean, it'd be lovely bananas, but it would still drive you bananas. You want that one person a week or two people a week that are going to call you to get that job. And so it's very, very, very important. No worries, Mark. Enjoy yourself. And I'd love nothing more than the 30-day challenge to fund musos so that they can concentrate on doing what they love. That would be a very, very cool thing to do. Let's have a look. Anne C asks, "G'day from California. Is it beneficial to attempt to solicit reader participation, for example, by getting them to add a picture to a gallery?" It's a brilliant thing to do. Building a community is absolutely... We haven't covered it yet, and probably won't in the challenge because but yes, of course. The more you can bring community into creating content and helping you build, it's a beautiful thing. Absolutely. Look at the 30-day challenge. It's a classic example of that. We've had people help out with all sorts of cool things. In fact, the whole Skype calling thing I didn't know how to do it. It was you guys telling me and sending me links to show people what to do, which is pretty funky, I think. No, by the way, if you're asking, I'm not monitoring Skype chats. If you want to use Skype, call me. Ring in. It'll be fun. Deb says, "Thank you so much for the TDC. Best thing I've done in IM. Hooray!" Excellent. Now, question. Many of the products on ClickBank have a name squeeze page as their landing page for the affiliate links, and they're often double opt-in. Should we avoid using these affiliate products that have an opt-in wall before the people who click on our sidebar can purchase? Look, hey, if you can find one that doesn't have one, and because remember, what are we trying to test here? We're not trying to test opt-in rates because that's not particularly helping you at this point for the email. We're trying to see whether people buy. Now, what's of course valid and what is very interesting, of course, is if you are making sales from their opt-in sequence, what should you do? You should opt into their sequence and have a look at what they're doing. So there's no right answer to that question. It's more a matter of testing, and that's part of it. So now, oh wow, the questions are coming in so fast. So again, I'm just going to apologise immediately that we're just not even going to come close to getting everybody's questions today, because they are just literally, I can't even read them. They're coming in that fast at the moment. So let's have a look. Yep, here's a classic example. I'm going to show this on screen once I get to it. Where are we? This is a classic example, and this one's well hidden too. This is really well hidden, so I can see why it wasn't picked up. This is what I'm about to show, and I'm just trying to do it so I don't give away the niche. So just bear with me a second. I'm just trying to do it so this is going to be really hard. Hang on. but it's so educational. Okay, this is going to be really tiny, but unfortunately, folks, this is the best I'm going to do, but this is really, really important for you guys to see, okay, because it's a classic example. Okay, so let's go to it. Right, now I know that this is extremely, extremely tiny, but I want, this is what I mean by a footer. We're at the bottom of a page. I can't show you anymore because I desperately do not want to give away what is a fantastic niche. And you can see here, in fact, what I might be able to do is blow very... So there you go. So at the start, you see this SL Fashionista designed by Semi all fine, right? All looking good. Problem. Look what happens when we get to this part. Check that out. See, guys? See, are you following me along in chat? Because this is really, really important. If you're not getting ranked, this is probably why. Okay, so that's just one, right? That's just one. But have a look at this, and it's really, really hard. Like if you were watching along and seeing this, you know, and it says made free by, which is all lovely. Hang on, I'll just copy it. Look at this. There must be 6 links, right? Look at that. International property. Parquet. Right? What you are seeing, folks, is links. You're seeing links out. This is devastating. This is absolutely devastating. Okay? You are seeing multiple links out from your site. Each word on the bottom of this footer, and I'll just move the sketch down so you can see the footer, is a link. Okay, up the top. You can't see my pointer, but I can assure you, in fact, here, I'm just going to use, let me see, this will be rad. No, it's not going to work. I was going to try to use a pointer or something. This is really, really, really bad. Okay? Really bad. Because we're trying to keep everything that we've done, and I'll come back to me. Everything that we've done is about trying to keep Google gravy. So I want vintage electric guitar, vintage electric guitar, vintage electric guitar, vintage electric guitar. This site is about vintage electric guitar. Google could not possibly think in any other way that this is about vintage electric guitars. That's the only thing it is. When you're using a theme that has a footer that all of a sudden Google's looking through it and going vintage electric guitar, vintage electric guitar, vintage electric guitar, international property, SEO techniques, parquet, what the hell? This is a spam blog. See you later. Never ever going to see that. It's very easy to tell. It's very easy to tell. Just go and have a look at the bottom of your blog. They're all in the footers. And if you have a look at your footer and what you need, and I'm so sorry you can't see my cursor, but basically what you need to do is hover your cursor along the bottom of and you'll see your cursor change from, you know, the cursor to a link. And as soon as you see that, that is a real problem. Okay, and your site will not get indexed. Okay, will not get indexed. So whoever, I hope the person who sent me that in sees that, because let me tell you straight up, the niche you've got there is killer. It's a killer niche. Really, really brilliant. So it's in the forum. Hopefully Master of the Links, Shannon Cole, can pop it pop it up. Please raise a support ticket with WordPress Direct, because they've actually got an automated process that they can run the footer through to make sure that it cleans it out. But there's also a manual process you can do. It does involve a bit of code, but I must say it's brilliantly done, and that way you can do that. So we did that. Okay, off that. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at another one here because I'm just interested in that. Are you guys finding this useful? Now, hang on. Just before we go on a witch hunt for these linker people, what they've done is actually something we teach people to do. Not here in the 30-day challenge. Okay, not here in the 30-day challenge. It's a brilliant process. You give away something and you have some links in it. It's actually ingenious. But in this context, wrong, and not on the terms and conditions of how these guys acquired that. So it's very, very, so don't get too high horse on the actual people who are doing the links. Let's just find them and help WordPress Direct stamp them out. Let's have a look. I'm just going to have a look at one more here just to prove my own hypothesis. Now, there are many other reasons why you won't get ranked, by the way, because if you haven't kept the okay, somebody sent me a blog. I'm not going to highlight who it is. Somebody sent me a blog and they're saying, I haven't been ranked yet. You don't have an article. Okay? You have no article on your site. You're not going to get ranked. If you don't have any content on your site, you're not going to get ranked. And in fact, your footer is absolutely fine. It's just you need an article, folks, to get ranked. We're not going to get ranked without an article. Now, often you might find even two links, but if they're like, this is a WordPress.com blog, and it literally goes to a WordPress, because you've got to be careful too. You need to actually click on the links at the bottom and see where they're going, because what they actually say written on the page may send you to somewhere completely different. So you need to double check. Okay, Ed, chap asks, Ed, if a person has a bricks and mortar business and signs up in Google Tools under Google Business Center, and they sign up using specific keywords for their business, such as painting contractors, Key Largo, Florida, they will rank in Google Maps within hours. I've got lots of business before. Chap, that is the single most, what you've described there is the number one, without a shadow of a doubt, the number one thing a small business can do anywhere on the globe that will get them traffic. That is the number one thing. It takes seconds. It's instant. The moment you do that, of course, you also go straight onto the Maps application here on the iPhone, which I use now instead of the yellow pages for my stuff. That is absolutely the number one thing. It's so important that I want to read it again, because if you have a small business, if you have any kind of business which is location based, that has some sort of locality to it, has an address, this is absolutely crucial. Okay, this is the single most important piece of advice for a small business that can possibly be delivered. So listen extremely carefully. Sign up in Google Tools under Google Business Center, and when they sign up using specific keywords, for example, painting, to continue on our painting theme, Painting contractors, Key Largo, Florida, they will rank inside Google Maps within hours. And if somebody actually types that in, you'll often appear right at the top of the search engine listings with a beautiful, large, big map. Okay, this is absolutely huge. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. We're actually going to be doing a video on that a bit later in the series, but it is the number one thing you can do. No question. For businesses that have a physical location. Mike says he tried to remove the footer, but it was encoded. Yes, they use encoded links, but you delete the encoded link. If you get rid of the encoded link, it'll go. Again, FAQ on the forum for that. Silver, I talked about yours. Your Silver. I don't want to say any more, but this is a very important thing. Shannon's got a link. That is one of them. Shannon, put that link up. That is a crucial link. Thank you, mate. You see, you don't have to worry about that. You need to worry about getting some content on your blog, mate. Bismar asks, when clicking on the social market tab, Caro suggested that we subscribe to 10 bookmarkers. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could do all of them if you want to, but do you have to go through the login account setup for each one? Yes, you do, and you need to do it at least once. And then the beauty of social marker is it remembers that, and then you won't have to do it. You won't have to do it again. So that's a beauty. That is a really good question. Okay, can I use the common... Okay, Scotty asked, can I use the common misspelling of a word? I realise Google asked, did you mean? But the Market Samurai numbers were still very good. You can... That used to be an extremely effective tactic. It's way less effective now because a lot of people... And ask yourself... See, I spell stuff wrong all the time. And I usually click the did you mean blah. So that's part of it. Okay, Jazeel asked me to check their niche, and I'm not liking that niche, but let's have a look what you've done with it. So I'm just having a look here, just another... Ah, right. Okay, gotcha. Wow, you have pimped your blog out spectacularly. No, you have no problem. No, you're fine. You're fine. I think the problem that you have is market research phrase. I think this is a particular site I'd love to go back and see the market research on this, because my gut feel on that particular niche is that is a much bigger niche than 30-day challenge. So that would be. I just noticed out the side of my eye is somebody trying to challenge the Master of Links for his title. Goodness me. He'll defend. Don't you worry. Let's have a look. Is SEO competition analysis correct for other countries as well, Ed? Yes, if you make sure you select the appropriate filters inside Market Samurai is language aware and region aware, country aware. So you just need to make sure you've got everything set up properly for that. Do we need to ping our blog using Ping-O-Matic after posting, asked Jeremy? No, you do not. One of the little juice aspects that we put in is that it automatically does Ping-O-Matic after you blog. However, when you create other, and this is something that a lot of people are not aware of, like when you create, say, for example, a Skidoo lens, it's a great idea to use Ping-O-Matic for things like that. It is a very, very good idea indeed. I have a competitor locally that his that server auto-generating blogs all linking back to his site with almost no content. If you have literally thousands of links of PR0 gets you bland, or is this the stuff the big guy? No, that guy's going to go down. You could hasten his demise by just sending a single email to Google. That's dumb. What that guy's doing, that's not smart. That's just dumb, blunt force trauma, which will get him blown. Okay, how much variation do we have in our articles? Is it bad that my product would not allow me to write an endless amount of articles? I can probably write a 10. I defy you. You've created a set of filters, bam, all around your front. You've said in your brain, I can only write 10 articles on this stuff. No way, Jose. No way. You can write... Millions of articles have been written by the tiniest thing. Just look at science. My goodness, how many times can you write about a singularity? Billions apparently. There's always new ways to write about an article. Remember, as the very cranky Robert McKee in Story says, the only thing you haven't done is research. Make sure you've got your Google Reader set up. Every article that comes through Google Reader is an excuse for another article. Every single one. Let's have a look. Hi Ed, I submitted another ticket for the issue where my articles will only show 4 lines. I cut and pasted a notepad and now it'll show only 15. Should I delete and start over with another theme? I would, Pierre, if you're having that much trouble with it and it is theme related, why not delete it and start again? That's the quickest way to get cracking. And again, just report the theme so WordPress Direct can take it off their books. Will we learn about trackbacks, and do these help ranking like posting comments? I have done videos in the past about trackbacks. I love trackbacks when they're used properly. Of course, they've been abused, which is such a shame. But trackbacks can be very, very good. Again, not in the context of the 30-day challenge, though. I've been using putting all my RSS feeds in Google Reader, very good, but I have a Google homepage as well. Does it matter which one I use? Yeah, absolutely. You want to use feeds you want to put into Google Reader. If it goes onto your homepage, you've got none of the quick tools to be able to scan really quickly and then be able to see what you need to write. So it's very, very, very important that you use, if you're going to do feed reading, read it in the thing that's in that thing. I don't know, Morley, is the answer to that question. Scotty asked, which we did that. Derek asks, is it okay if we fly down to Australia and take you and yours out for dinner when we hit full-time internet marketing success? Absolutely no problem at all. And in fact, coming next Wednesday, forget Muhammad going to the mountain. The mountain is coming to Muhammad. I will be in Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York, Manchester, Durham, don't ask, London, Hong Kong, over the next 2 weeks of the challenge. We are going road tripping. And so I am going to be telling you all about that very, very shortly. It's going to be very exciting. Amy says, could you check my blog? Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look here. Unfortunately, folks, I'm not going to check too many more. I just wanted to do it just to check my hypothesis about doing that. Now, Mary, if you're there, just hold on a sec and we'll come to you in 1 second. I'll just finish doing this analysis and then we've got Mary calling in. So we'll just wait with us there, Mary, and we'll be 1 tick. Okay, very cute blog. No, your theme is absolutely, that's all good. You just have to have patience. And by the way, that is a very competitive niche that you're looking at there, Amy. I would, everything's fine, you've done everything fine, although I'd love to have a look at your market research as well on that one, I've got to say, as well. Now, Mary, are you with us? Come in, Mary. No, Mary's gone shy. Oh well. Susan asks, are you coming to Bangkok, Thailand? No. Sorry. Do spaces make a difference with Google keywords? For example, motorbike and motorbike. From a Google perspective, motorbike altogether, the word, is completely different to motor space bike. Two completely different things. So you have to analyze and research based on that. Can you give an example of these two competitive niches? I can't because I don't want to, I don't want to blow away anybody's. Well, hang on, of course I can. Weight loss, dog training. Help me out, chat windows. What are some, some mega Viagra, anything to do with vitamins, make money, real estate. These are all, health, exactly, make money online, anything in your spam folder, great suggestion, gambling, fitness, real estate. Viagra's not a vitamin? Damn it. No wonder I've been getting it wrong. Not so sure about NLP, I've got to say. Golf as a general rule is big. I think some people are putting up their niches now. No, dating, definitely. iPod, definitely. Yeah, vintage electric guitars, very good, Kent. Very, very, very good. No, I'm not coming to Chicago either, as much as I desperately would love to, because I would love to see Gabby and the crew at Gabriel Amps. My Gabriel amp is the best thing ever. It is extraordinary. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Uh-oh, that was the wrong link to do. Yep, foreclosure. Oh, some of these blog themes are just killer. This is a great niche. Love, long time that niche. And yes, look at it right at the bottom. I'm going to show you this, folks, because this one's brutally honest. Not honest up front. Look at this. Now, this is a. Oh, hang on. I've got to be careful here. Let me just cue this up. And I'll answer. Ken, it's Ed here, and if you just give us a second, Ken, I will be with you in just a tick. I want to show people this because this is a classic example of something that will kill your blog. Okay, and we're just going to go. Check this out, folks. Do you guys see a problem? Are you there, by the way, Ken?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. All right, Ken. While we're looking at one of these blogs, which will make sure you're not indexed, what's your question?
Well, first I wanted to say great course. I'm learning a lot. I'm just wondering how many niches you can manage in a let's project out 3 or 4 months. You've got 4 or 5 different niches. 6 months later, you're going to have 10 different niches. You're managing Google Reader. You're trying to do your backlinks and post in forums and stuff like that. What's a manageable number to do? I'm thinking big here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if you're thinking real big, if you're thinking huge, then it is exactly. Let me do street theatre for this. 1. It's 1. You will narrow down to 1. Okay, it's very basically, Ken, what you'll be doing is you'll have 3, 4, 5 at the moment sort of niches, and the combination of Market Samurai plus WordPress Direct allows you to test out a bunch of stuff pretty quickly. But hopefully by the end of the month you'll have pretty much narrowed it down to one, because in the old days, way back in 2003 and 2004, I had 38 different niches. You could do that. You could get away with that in the old days. You can't now. You have to, once you find your niche, you have to narrow down, and you have to, because, mate, the amount of work you have to put into it, the team you have to put together to turn it into a $10,000 a month niche, you need to focus. So how's that sound? Oh, I think we lost him. But there you go. Thanks, Ken, for joining us. Okay, wasn't that... Yeah, that's just a classic example. Please make sure you let WordPress Direct know about that particular blog. That's Shane. I'm talking to you, Shane. Oh, look who's calling in. Please make sure you let WordPress Direct know about that particular. Are you going to pause, Phil? Come on, you're a professional. Shane.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Good. Are you muting the? Please make sure you stream.
Yeah, I'm watching you on Ustream as well, but I'm getting a little bit of delay from when you're
exactly
talking to me now. Broadcast. That's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay? Phil Mason. Woohoo! Woohoo! We can imagine their applause.
I hope this summer at least. Just a quick question for you, Ed.
Fire away, mate.
Regarding educational and government links, what's a safe number to go for? I did a bit of research on my niche last night and the day before, and there are quite a few educational and a couple of government blogs, and I read somewhere that you don't want to take on too many too soon. So what's kind of a safe amount to go for? Look,
honestly, one of those links will do wonders for you. It'll do absolute wonders for you. So if you can find a few, that's fantastic. I think the trick is, it's not so much how many as in what time frame. If Google see like 20 of those things all in one spot, bam, you're in trouble, right? They're going to say, what's going on? This isn't right. But if you do one this week and one next week and one week after, I suspect that you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. And boy, I mean, they're so powerful. They are hugely powerful. We're going to teach people how to do that. So that's very important.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't want to go for too many too soon.
No, definitely not. Yeah, a little bit goes a long way. Now, while I've got you here, Phil, given that it's now very, very late where you are. By the way, I'm coming to London, mate. We have to catch up.
Yes,
I have heard rumours that we actually may be publishing. You may be going big time with 30-day challenge theme song. Can you confirm, and can you confirm an even more magic word to me? Ringtones.
That's right, yeah. We've had several people ask for ringtones, and also for the CD and maybe a video. So I'm putting a few of those together now. Also a few little extra surprises on a different style of the 30-day challenge, let's say, as ringtones as well. So they will be available shortly.
That is awesome. I cannot wait for that. And I'm already seeing in the chat window, we're getting lots of thumbs up. Ringtones, I just love the idea. The concept of ringtones just absolutely tickles me pink. It really, really does. And being able to buy the... I definitely want the 12-inch edition, Phil, for sure. All right, mate. So thank you very much for that. And by the way, we must catch up in London as well. So be very, very keen to have a look at that. Let's have a look. Ms. Cindy asks, my targeted keyword phrase is a bit awkward. Will Google be confused if there's a period in between the two words? Example, sausage healthy. Would Google see that way if it's sausage dot healthy eating? See, I can't imagine people putting in is there really, like, the Market Samurai research is showing you that there's, like, people actually putting in a full stop? I'd be surprised. But that would be, what? Hang on, sorry, interrupting programming. Phil sounded better than me? That's no, he was probably on his super fancy pants. I could bring in the road and we could, I'm prepared. Hey, you know, if we want to play microphone games, right, I can, mate, I have got 12 inches of Rode microphone here, so, you know, let's not talk about playing with microphones, because if we need to, you know, play microphone, then I'm prepared to take on anybody's microphone, you know, no problem, anytime, anywhere. Road, well spotted. Okay, we've got another caller here before we get into trouble. Mark.
Yes.
How you going there, mate?
Yes, Ed.
What's your question?
The question, I wanted my site to be... Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What you need to do is you need to, and by the way, if anybody's going to call, you're going to need to pause the Ustream, because if you're talking to me and then
the question was, would a site called Bluegrass in South Carolina be appropriate for the 30-day challenge?
Oh, now, sorry, Mark, I was talking then. Could you repeat that?
Yes, I wanted to do a site called Bluegrass in South Carolina. But would it be appropriate for the 30-day challenge? I'm not worried about them.
Yeah, mate, absolutely.
If I want to do it.
Yeah, look, this is a really, really important thing to understand, Mark, and I love the concept. It's the 30-day challenge techniques become even more powerful, if this makes sense, when you're not trying to make money, but when you're doing it for a like an interest group, or you're doing it for a charity, you're doing it for a church, you're doing it for you know, a community group, any of those sorts of things. It works absolutely brilliantly, and you use a combination of the locality stuff which we'll be teaching, plus keyword phrases, and you'll absolutely kill it, Mark. It'll work brilliantly.
Thank you, Ed.
Good on you, mate. Have fun.
Thank you much.
See ya. Very good. As we get used to this Skype thing, it'll become quite natural. Okay, let's have a look. What are the issues involved in starting a niche that would use a foreign language, even Asian fonts? Do you still do the same market research using Google? Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm not sure if Market Samurai has support for different character sets yet. I don't know the answer to that. But absolutely, look, this stuff will work beautifully, because here's the thing. That, remember on day one, way back in day one, we had market research. We had the Magnificent Symphony. One, market research, traffic, conversion, and product. Those four things happen, and I don't care what language, what country, what city, what life experiences you have. People still go through those same processes, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, a buying decision is a chemical reaction which goes on inside your head. And depending on your viewpoint, 40 million odd years of genetics would point out that, basically we make decisions pretty much the same. There's no different. There's no difference. The same things emotionally make the same. So so that's the long way of answering. Yes, for sure, it can absolutely be utilised that way. Mr. Cooker asks, what if you turn your keyword.com blog, in other words, whatever phrase you're using, into a website? Will everything be done for nothing? The answer to that question has got to be Why? Why would you do that? If you want to start a static website for some reason, then just put it off on either a subdomain or on a different domain. The blog is your totem, and it's always smart. We use blogs for a very good reason. There are plenty of sites which we could show you to teach you how to do static web pages, but it's really, really, really cool. Really, really important for you guys to use the blog as your key totem site. That's very important. Now Sam Thomas asks a great question about Google Reader. I've set it on list, and after I mark all the list as read, is there a way to get the entire list to go into archive so I don't have that many in the list? Yeah, if you mark all as read, inverted commas, they disappear. But this is the thing I love about Google Reader. They never truly disappear. Google archives everything. And you can go and search back. Or you just turn into you can choose the particular blog and say, give me past entries. It's like creating your own encyclopedia in that topic. It works a treat. Very cool. That's one of the reasons I love it. Okay, now getting excited about your microphone this time. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Oh dear. My market research supports the awkward phrase. Okay, when I enter it into Google to see what pops up, it often has the first word at the end of the sentence and the second word at the beginning of the sentence. So people are typing it in without the period. You know what I do, Ms. Cindy, in that case? I would also type in that phrase into Google and use the good old quotes so that you see, are people actually typing that in an exact match? Because that just seems weird. Your mic can't be big. It could be bigger than my mic. That's a possibility, but mine's pretty big. We will need to maintain all the sub-niche blogs when we have a final niche, or can we copy the content to the final blog and redirect? No, you need to maintain them separately. It's part of the joy. At the end of the time, you'll use it to get money. This is physics, folks. If you're going to earn money, you need to trade a resource. Sorry, that's life. Anybody who says anything different is full of poo-poo. To make money, you have to exchange a resource. Now, a lot of times, most people exchange money. They spend it on advertising, they pay people to do stuff, which gets traffic and makes sales. It's one way of doing it. In the first part of this challenge, we are showing you how to do it without money. But things don't grow on it's not magic. This is not, Harry Potter. My name's Ed Dale, not Harry Potter. We're trading another resource, and that resource we're trading is time for traffic and money. So that is a very, very, very important point. Cindy's asking, Ed, I've found my niche, she hopes, and several keyword phrases. I'm confused to which one I should use as my domain name and build the site around. The one which, remember, and again, go and watch day 2 again. Rob talks about this a lot. But it's the one that shows you the best number, like the best bang for the buck. Which one gives you the most traffic for the least competition? That's the one to go for. Can you explain the differences in search, such as word, phrase? Oh, I hate doing this because I always get it mucked up. I'll do the 2 standard ones, and then others can do the others. The 2 most common ones are when you type what most people normally type in. Okay, so if I'm looking for vintage electric guitar, I just type in vintage electric guitar. There's no marks or quotes or anything around it. That is what we call in the business a broad match search, and that will give you a very different set of results to what we call a phrase match or an exact match, which is where people put talking marks around it, and that tells Google, I want to see this phrase in this exact order. So I am not interested unless you can show me something that says vintage electric guitar in that order. Whereas, for example, vintage electric guitar phrase broad match could give you a blog that's talking about electric guitars, and then down further in the article it might talk about a vintage guitar and so on. So that is the difference. My name's Ed. I've been watching a recorded video. Don't know what to... Oh, maybe that's a question from all. Okay, I think we've... I am going to give you... I'm going to go away from the questions now. I think I've answered most of the ones. If you want to call on Skype, and we will talk, and then we'll end it up for the day. I've got a video I've actually got to do today. Jeez, I was enjoying this not doing video stuff, let me tell you. Alright, let me just go to the... Anyone? Bueller? No, don't type that in for questions now, because I won't be reading them, because that's it. All right, look, we'll give it. Oh, Gary sneaks in at the last. You were deliberately waiting like an auctioneer. You there, Gary?
Yes.
Excellent, mate. What's your question?
Yes, I'm here. Are you there?
I am.
Yes.
Fire away with your question.
Can you hear me, Ed?
Can hear you beautifully.
Okay. I just had a little trouble muting the broadcast, that was all.
Yeah, no worries. Now, what was your question, mate?
I just wanted to say hi. I really don't have a question for you. I'm going to give you a break this time.
Where are you calling from?
Calling from beautiful paradise, Prince Edward Island.
Ah, Canadian.
Canadian.
Very good. And how have you been finding the challenge?
Wonderful. This is not my first time, but
No,
I think you probably know by now I'm a stroke survivor, so I've been using it as a learning experience and therapy for getting my brain back in tune again.
Because let's face it, your brain watches what I do on screen and it figures, boy, I've got to be able to do better than that guy. Oh, I've lost him.
Not really, Ed. You're pretty amazing, and so is Dan, and so is Bob. I give him a hard time, but I understand how much of a brain he is. He's a regular beaker, that boy.
Definitely. He's got a... In fact, that's what I should get him. He needs a beaker t-shirt, doesn't he? He absolutely needs a beaker t-shirt. That is fantastic. I will look for one.
Thanks, Ed.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, and hi to everyone.
Yeah, good on you. Thanks for joining us, Gary.
No problem.